because of my dad and Marcus Allen.
I'm a Raiders fan. Born in Oakland, I will always be loyal to the silver and black.
I'm a Raider because I came back to the Bay from LA with my team.
I'm an Oakland Raider fan because of my grandmother. Town business.
I'm a Raider fan. My grandmother raised me as a Raider fan. Tailgate, and people give you a beer. For real, like, because you're a Raider, and we got you. So it's just
that's how this is going.
Everything. I just remember, to me, what hooked me more than anything in the world was walking in and everyone just Raiders! And that was it. Oh my God! What went through my body there?
Yep.
What's up, Raider Nation? Welcome to the Tailgate of Raiders YouTube. We are here on Talk Trash Tuesday, and good Lord, I don't even know. It's going to be a lot. I don't even know if we have the energy to trash talk. I think what we saw the other day was enough said. But welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on Facebook, make sure to come to YouTube. What's up, Thor? What's up, Omar?
What up?
Oi.
What up?
Already do us a favor. Light that torch. Hit that like button. There you go. Boom. Look it. We still here. I don't know, guys. I don't have a lot to say today. I mean,
there's a lot of trash on the field Sunday, so yeah, it's like, hey, the trash took itself out this week.
And I think first off, though, we got to say what's up to our folks who are here with us. Mama Moon, Juan Hernandez, Robert Pena, Scotty Waddy, Raider One, Callie Gonzalez, Raider at Vanessa. Everyone who's in the building, we all
what's up, everyone?
What we're going through the last month and a half. We get one little bright spot in the Dallas game, and then right back to the crap that we've been seeing. Same old shit, different year, man. That's all. I mean, it is what it is. We still here, and we finna stay here. You know what I'm saying? We finna keep showing up, doing what we do.
Somebody got to do it.
We should be mad. People should be mad. They should be upset. I know Angela's pissed off. I know I'm pissed off. She don't even really want to talk today. So I'm gonna try to suck it up and just babble on, because I've been known to babble on. I think you got that skill in you too, my brother.
I'll start by saying, listen, if you all aren't pissed off, there's something wrong with you. That's what I got to say. And by the way, also, facts are facts. Okay, don't hate on us for sitting here and talking about the lack of performance or the fact. I'll say it: the Raiders suck. Okay, they sucked. They sucked on Sunday. Don't be mad at us. I mean, I know someone was messaging me saying, "Oh, I'm not going to watch your show because, it's all going to be negative." What is there? Okay, what are we going to talk about? What's positive? 9 points. 9 points. The show will be over in 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. The positive thing is that at some point you have to hit the rock bottom, and before things start to change, right? I'm gonna look at it from, I grew up, whatever. I don't want to talk about personal life, but I've known some people who've had some rough lives, and some of those people, in order to change, need to hit rock bottom. If this is not rock bottom for the Raiders to change, I don't know what is. I mean, at this point, and let's be real, we've been a laughing stock. Like, we go out there and our team is a laughing stock, really. I mean, honestly.
They are. Other players are making fun. Fans are making fun.
We went out there and
stood on their logo. We stood on their logo like we're about to do something. I'm like, you called your shot, and then you're going to lay a catastrophic egg?
17 seconds in.
No.
Well, you didn't think that amped KC up 17 seconds in. I believe it was 17 seconds in. Yeah. Okay.
Honestly, I was so shook and shocked because I have my TV outside that has, like, through the internet, so it's behind. But I knew because the TV inside, when I was walking out there, we were going to get the kickoff. So I'm out there, and one of the homies who was here was walking out like, KC just scored a touchdown. And I was like, wait, I thought we got the ball. And I'm like, oh no, what the heck? No way. And then when the TV caught up, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me.
It's a mess.
And then even worse, we fumbled the kickoff. And we got the ball back, but we fumbled it. It just went out of bounds at the 11. Right then, I was like, all right, let's start just drinking. Let's just start. I barbecued up a lot of good food. We got a lot of alcohol. It's going to be one of them kind of days.
Well, let's talk about the logistics of this mess, because, a lot of the shows will sit in here and we'll talk about Derek Carr and was he good? Is he good enough? Blah, blah, blah. Listen, this game, I didn't hear his press conference. I didn't care to hear his press conference. So I don't know if he said it's on May or not this week. But you know what? It wasn't. Like, they all sucked. Every one of them. All of them. Coaching staff, players, this is not this game went badly. So I mean, I can't even sit here and point fingers. I don't have enough.
I mean, but this, in my mind, how can you be so disconnected from where you are as a team? I understand being confident players trying to get pumped up, but then you're going to go out there and make a statement. I'm sorry, just not to say that you shouldn't statement, blah, blah. I'm not going to talk about sportsmanship. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about knowing where you are as a team to go out there and call a shot. If I know we've been consistently playing well and I'm out here, I'm using what I know to call that shot. I'm not out there in the moment losing my mind, talking, blowing out wolf cookies and saying shit that I can't back up. And I thought that, to me, was like one of the dumbest things. Like, I get what you think you're doing, but the fact that you don't know where you really are and to do that, I'm just thinking, are you guys really that disconnected? Do you not see what I'm like? How can you not? You're in the locker room. You're in the meetings. You're reviewing film. You should know where you are much better than we are. Right. And I'm like, you cannot get a fire out of, hey, we just said the car's junk. We got all kinds of other things that's backfiring. Do not take that car to the racetrack and bet a lot of money on it. Now, you might want to start tuning it up and test track and take it to the test track and shit. But how could you do that? I mean, you just made bad worse. And you put yourself in that position by opening up your fucking mouth. You know what I mean? Like, you better know how to fight. Gonna talk shit to a bully. Right. Like, or don't say shit and just fight.
That was my first shot. That's a big dude who comes out talking all that shit and gets out at the club or the bar or the whatever, and some little ass dude and just and dude just drop. And like, this big old talking all that crap. Okay, that's what we did. We just went out there talking all that crap and had nothing to back it up with.
All right, guys, let's hold that thought, because we got a special guest tonight and they're waiting backstage, so I don't want to have them waiting any longer. We have Raider Cody coming in. He's going to give us his insight on the massacre.
Bring it.
What's up, Raider Cody?
What up?
What's up? How are you? Thanks for joining us tonight.
I appreciate it. Went out on a limb. My guy Thor here, we've spent many weeks now in Vegas together, and we're right now we're at low times with Raider Nation, and I think it's time we sit down and we discuss this, because it's Trash Talk Tuesday.
Yes,
and there's a lot of trash that needs to be taken out. I think we need to talk about it. I mean, from top to bottom. What do we do here, man? I mean, we go to Vegas. Thor, you understand. Anybody that's been to Vegas, anybody in the chat, drop in there where you guys listen from, where you're coming in from. We're spending more money to go to Vegas. We have this fancy new stadium. We have everything. I mean, it's in the palm of our hand. And why does this team still not produce? Is what I want to know. When there's more getting taken out of our pockets that has to go there and watch the product on the field, the expectations go up. And so far, they've still only been going down for the most part, I would say. So, I don't really have much else to say besides, where do we start? Where do we start cleaning house? And shout out to the chat. I see you, Hefe, in there. I see you, Callie. What's up? Where do we start? We start front office?
Man.
Like,
I mean,
there's so
to
many
me,
issues, right? There's so many issues.
You can't get rid of the main problem, and the main problem is the owner who don't know shit about shit that I've been saying for however long. He don't care. He don't know shit about shit. So he just thought he could bring in some old coaching staff, old whatever, and they would be able to take care of it. And basically, he came like it was 1990. I mean, this 2021. Bro,
Yeah, it was 98 all over again. Yeah.
You don't know football. Your dad was a football innovator and knew about the game at least. You know nothing. All you did, because your dad owned the Raiders, was party. I used to hear stories about him partying out in them streets out there, acting a fool. And everyone's like, he don't know shit. He, as far as football, apparently he was a fun dude to party with because he had money and liked to have fun. That's not what's going to help this team, and we can't get rid of him because he's the owner. So I mean, at this point, I would say, yeah, maybe just clean staff and try to bring something else in. But
we're stuck with him, dude. We're stuck with him. What else do you do with Mark Davis? I mean, just because if I walked in and out tomorrow and I said, hey, you know, the bottom bun of my cheeseburger was soggy, fire the owner, it's not going to happen. You know what I mean? So we're stuck with him. But here's where the issue lies with Mark Davis on my end is he brought in John Gruden. He overpaid John Gruden for one reason. And why was that? Because he understood that he would never be able to run football operations. He knew that he was not, he even said, I mean, many times, he's not trying to fill his dad's shoes. But now here we are 3-4 years later to where I feel like now he's in a position where he's going to start maybe trying to fill his dad's shoes. And he's going to start making personnel decisions. You know, I mean, I feel like, you know, there's been a couple draft picks I can tell you that, you know, he's been heavy on and pushed. And now what do we do from here on out when there's no John Gruden, there's no, you know, superpower or superhero head coach. There's no Mike Mayock might not be around too much longer. Team president's gone. Is he going to be the guy that makes decisions until they fill those roles?
No,
because I don't like that.
I don't think he will. I don't think he's capable of it personally.
I don't think he is either.
I heard a big rumor he was gonna make a decision on card before he hires someone. But that could be a bad thing. That could be a bad thing.
Yeah.
I actually don't think Mark Davis is the problem. I wouldn't start there if it were me because I don't even think he contributes anything at all. Is that a problem? Sure, but it's not. It's not what's wrong with the Raiders. I feel like he's not going to give any input, good, bad, or indifferent. He's literally just there. So for me, I would start with. Honestly, I think the head coach and the quarterback need to come in together next year. I would start completely over with those two. Let them figure it out together. You know, and unless the Raiders can really pull like a big name, draft a quarterback, a new head coach, and see what happens. I know people will argue that, you know, then it's a rebuild. Well, what? 2 more years of this mess, and then it's a rebuild anyway. So to me, it's just extending the rebuild. Like, let's get on with it.
Yeah, I mean, with the right front office and the right organization, you look at like even a team. I hate comparisons, but seeing like the Patriots. You know, somebody that you feel like, oh, that's it. They're going to tank. They're going to hit rock bottom. And we loved it. And it took 1 year and they're flipping right back into things. And they're right back. But what do they have on their roster? Look at their personnel. Look on paper. Are you going to play with the Patriots on Madden? I'm not.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's just, it's one of those things that I kind of agree in a sense of, I seen someone in the comments, actually, John Viscar, shout out John. Fire everybody. I'm at that point. I don't know, man.
So, Cody, I think Mark is a little. That was our drinking game of the day. Fire everybody.
But Mark is a little bit of blame, especially if what happens on the business side is he's a part of that problem. Why we had the president leave and a few other execs, and then if he's making a bad decision on the coach and GM, it all falls on Mark. Now you got people who aren't handling the business side where now we are in jeopardy of outside influences because of money issues that we could run into. And then we're making a bad decision on the coaching and general manager. And now the product on the field sucks. So who else can you sit here and say, why are we here? Mark has had the team for what? How many years now?
Too many.
Enough.
Yeah. He's had him. So to me, right now, the buck begins and ends with Mark Davis. You have to put, because let's just say if nothing happened with Gruden, anybody going to argue that our record wouldn't be too much more greater than what it is right now? We couldn't have predicted what happened. Ruggs would have been Ruggs.
Yeah, I feel like
Arnett would have been Arnett. You know what I mean? So we still 2 first-round picks would have still gone in the tank, let's just say. And who's that on? We don't know how much influence Gruden had on those picks. So, I mean, like I say, and Mark Davis brought in Gruden. So, in my mind, it begins and ends with Mark Davis because he needs to make good decisions, and then he needs to create stability. It's all on him because if we don't have any of that.
Well, then if that's the case, there's never fixing the problem because he's not going anywhere.
Well, dang.
Hey, we in this. In this.
Look, I'm going to be optimistic. He can learn. He can learn from his mistakes. He's a human. I'm going to be optimistic. Mark Davis learns from his mistakes.
You have to have the willingness to learn, Omar. That's the issue. You have to have the willingness to learn.
Right. Look, I'm going to argue one more thing. Maybe because he wants to win, he does learn and tries a little bit. You know what I mean?
Okay, exactly. What, you actually think he cares? I'm not even convinced that he cares. Honestly,
money can make winning makes money. You go to the playoffs, that's more money. You know what I mean? Like I say, even if it's for the most basic of things like money, you gotta want to win because that's how an NFL team makes money. So, I would say win. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'll say this about winning, right? I think, of course, Derek Carr wants to win. Mark Davis wants to win, but this is the mentality they need. We want to win. It's like, of course, but this is the mentality they need. It's like they need to hate losing more than they like winning. Sure, they want to win, but I don't think that it angers them or it phases them when they lose. They move on.
Like that. Did it seem like they hated losing this weekend? Because I felt like they didn't. I saw Josh Jacobs kind of giggling on the sideline. I saw Casey Hayward laughing at somebody as they're getting roasted on defense, and I can't stand that. Real quick, I have an obsession with reading the chat. Yes, Cynthia, please. Screw you and your Chiefs. Cisco Ortega, shout out. I see you with the young, smart head coach. I want to take that. I want to raise you just a hair because I feel like we take that what we just built our team off of the last 3 years. We flip the coin over. Instead of bringing in the veteran savvy, or not veteran savvy, I guess you can't say that about a head coach, but the offensive guru guy that's been around for so long, bringing him in to run the thing, bring in a defensive savvy head coach that has experience, because you see these guys that have been running like the
Tony
Steelers.
Dungy, baby. Tony Dungy, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring him back out the booth.
Anybody that has defensive experience that can read an offense, bring them in, let them oversee the defense, and bring in a young, smart offensive coordinator. That's what I want to see.
Let's start a movement right here. Tony Dungy,
Sean McVay.
Coach.
Tony Dungy, hashtag Tony Dungy to LV. Like D-Jax. It only took us 7 years to get him here, but he's here. So let's get it going.
Right. Who was the
we
player?
We brought one person out the booth.
Who was the player? I can't remember. Slipping my mind right now. I only saw a little bit of the press conference who basically called the Raiders out on not really putting full effort into practice.
Yeah, Devon Diablo. Yeah.
I mean, he straight up said, we mess up in practice and we let it slide. And we're not focused. I mean, that's a big deal. You practice like you play. Obviously, practice is important. And if practice is going anything like that, I mean, that's the product that we see on the field, and it's embarrassing.
Right. Here's the problem. And no, I love Diablo saying that. Here's the problem, though. When you do that, especially as a rookie, you might tend to alienate yourself, and you have at some point it's almost similar to ratting people out. But at the same time, it kind of needs to be done for us as fans to hear that is great.
Was he pissed off? but was he pissed off when he said it? Because to me, that's everything. Now, like you said, if he just sitting here talking, like, yeah, throwing players on the boot, but if he walked up pissed off and you know what I mean, making a lot of those, statements very angrily, then it could be.
He seemed. I don't know if I would say he was pissed off. He seemed annoyed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah. But it is a very thin line, Thor, like you're saying, to where you look like you're throwing your teammates under the bus, or you're just pissed off venting and the shit comes out.
Yeah, and if it's deep enough to come out in a press conference, then it means something, because these guys don't just say that for no reason.
Because he might not respect them and give a fuck about their liking him. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't working your ass off. I don't care if you don't like me right now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have any respect
I don't like you either.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, you need to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let it be known and not give a fuck. I mean, you got to respect him if that's his position.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Yeah, I just want to refer to some of these comments here. I mean, people are upset. They should be. They didn't care one bit. It's the players that are on the field. They have to have more pride. I say more pride, more heart, more dedication, all of the above. Chris says, this week's loss was absolutely embarrassing. Cody said it best. The fans are paying way too much to come out and see this trash performance. Rebuild now. Enough is enough. I would agree with the latter part of that statement. Let's start the rebuild already. It's not getting better. It's getting worse. It's literally getting worse. Not only every season, but every game. It's like progressively getting worse. So I definitely agree with that. Someone needs to get mad and demand something change. Some change. Too many followers saying one thing but playing another way. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like, that's a good point. I mean, I'll ask this to you guys. Who demands? You kind of brought it up, Cody. Like, who demands that change?
Nobody has.
Nobody has. But it's like, who will? I'm looking at somebody like, Mad Max or something like that.
Yeah. If I had to pick somebody, it'd probably be Max. Or I mean, I feel like even a dark horse in something like this would be a guy that hasn't been around a couple weeks, but even Darren Waller, you know what I mean? Just by his demeanor, everything changes. He's a top 3 guy at his position, and probably demands, if he's going to be that player, he wants his offense to be in the same boat as him as well. Obviously he hasn't been around, and that changes things, but we don't have that guy, and not that it's necessarily a bad thing in a sense, but until this team has some stability, until there's a head coach that comes in and can balance things out, until there's a general manager that comes in here and balances things out, I don't think that we're ever going to have that player until even just what the fan base has done. I'd love for Derek to be that guy, but at this point, through the last 4 seasons that he's dealt with, even with the fan base and everything else, I doubt he has the confidence to say anything on that level. You know what I mean? He's just trying to do his thing. Like he gets roasted enough just for nothing.
Like I wouldn't even take him seriously if I did hear him say it.
And I wonder, does having so many free agents, especially who are in starting roles, have that kind, as affecting that, to where you have your homegrown guys who have more of a passion for Raiders versus guys that you just paid in to come through and help you out, and then all of a sudden that help ain't enough. So do they really give a shit? Like a guy who you draft and he come through and all of a sudden he's really trying to be a part of the build and get the thing going, versus a guy you just got off the streets, even though he might be a good player.
Yeah.
So I think that can be effect too, where you got a lot of homegrown guys. They care a lot more, I would say, who've been around for a few seasons versus guys you just got off the street who's on 1-year deals.
Yeah.
For them, their stats is going to carry them for next year, whether they're with you or not.
I like that comment from Cisco, bringing Bill Parcells as general manager.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, there we go.
Ooh. You need experience at this point. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Mayock. That first draft he brought out was huge. He's found some diamonds in the rough still. I mean, Nate Hobbs, the guy.
Right.
But we need something fresh. I mean, maybe put Mayock into more of a role, not as general manager, but maybe just oversee like the head of scouting, things like that.
I mean, I still would like to know how much influence Gruden had on Mayock, though. I mean, I remember listening to Mayock when he was on NFL Network, and if I'm Mark Davis, that's my conversation. I'm reviewing your drafts and trying to get an understanding of why you made those picks before I let you go. Especially if I got a head coach that I like that could work with you. You know what I mean? Or like I say, because you found Matt Max in the 3rd round. You found Nate Hobbs in the 4th round. You got Morig in the 2nd round. You found
Renfro.
Jules. I mean, but you keep missing on. But your first round picks have been garbage.
Omar, but your first round picks are.
I know. Right.
Good, like really good players, but really, really good players in the later rounds. Sure, that's fine. But if you ain't getting that monster, that stud that literally changes the whole organization around with them first picks, who cares? Like, yes, great. And you know what that does? That keeps us at 8-8, and
I mean, one thing that
good enough to have hope, but not really.
One thing I remember him saying was about, character issues. So we passed on, I forgot what was that pass rusher we passed on when we got Farrell because of what he thought could be character issues. Well, that guy's still playing fucking stud, but then we go pick up Arnett, and I'm like,
Bowden.
Hey.
Arnett, Bowden, Ruggs.
Right. I'm like, now you went with Farrell because of character issues of another guy? And that other guy, and I think he went to Buffalo. I can't think of the pass rusher's name. I think he went to Buffalo. But he's still, he's been out. He's been he's been better than Farrell and no character issues. But yet we got stuck with Arnett, Bolton, So, those are some of my absolute head scratchers.
I will say that Mayock's had obviously a big influence on the draft, given his position. But, this is fact, not just me just throwing shit at the fan. It Henry Ruggs. That pick ultimately came from Mark Davis. I'll say it here. Alex Leatherwood. That pick came from Tom Cable. Those two guys dug in deep, and that happens in every single organization. If you're looking to bring in an offensive lineman, you're going to have your offensive line coach, especially a guy like Tom Cable that's been there for 3 years, going to bring in and hopefully be there. Especially under a Gruden coaching staff. If he has a 10-year contract, Tom Cable could possibly live out that 10-year contract, right? So you're going to listen to him and see what he needs and what he feels is fit. That didn't work. Henry Ruggs, do I call it a miss? No, I don't call it a miss. I do say that there was an unfortunate situation that didn't happen, but whenever you plan to draft high-character guys and stuff like that happens, you see the lowest character possible come out of these players all of a sudden. Lynn Bowden Jr., same thing. Getting arrested at his grandma's house. Damon Arnett, not only what was going on with threatening people online, but he was opening fire on a mansion that he was leasing. So he got kicked out of his lease because he was just, popping off a semi-automatic rifle inside of his house during parties all summer. He was in a 6-month drug and alcohol program during that time. The Raiders did everything they possibly could to get him out of that, and it didn't happen. Obviously, all it took was a little bit of publicity, something that they couldn't hide anymore because it was a first-round draft pick. That's probably the only reason they invested that much, period, to hopefully fix him. Didn't fix it, and he was gone, canned. So, how many times can we possibly go through stuff like this? And just, we see with everybody. You bring in, it goes as far back as 10 years ago. You're seeing guys come in like Randy Moss and Warren Sapp, and it's like, star players, and, we're expecting things. Screw those guys, for the record. But still, we should have an organization built to sustain and bring these guys in and be the team that fixes those personalities. And it's just, we haven't been that at all. We've been the last, probably, to fix it.
I'm wondering really quickly, just some house cleaning here. I'm wondering if we're still live on YouTube. I just got an email that we might be kicked off due to the thumbnail chosen.
Oh, my bad.
I still see us live, actually.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to change that then.
I just saw the thumbnail. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, I got 32 watching. That's great. Good
Yeah,
stuff.
if you're on here, like Mother Moon said, like that torch and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share. And if you want to support the channel in more ways, you can also hit that super chat button, and hopefully that we'll get to change that thumbnail and they won't actually kick us off. Hopefully it was an empty threat.
Probably.
That's great.
Whatever.
Great. I wouldn't be mad though if that Hefe KC Chiefs fan got kicked off.
Raider Hefe. Hey, Cody. Raider Hefe he's like a Raider fan. He is. That's why he takes it with us all the time. Yeah,
but like a Raider fan? Or he just likes Raider content?
Okay. I don't know. It's hard to tell because I know I wouldn't spend all my time on a Chiefs channel. That's for sure. Right? I wouldn't spend any time on a Chiefs channel.
I think he's a Raider fan. He's a tortured, partial KC fan. That's why he's always over here. We already know.
He just don't want to catch the shit from his homies when he comes up wearing Raider gear. So he keeps up that around his homies, but in real life, we know Hefe is a Raider fan.
Yep, definitely.
I don't know. Hey, we cooler than a fan. Again, we more Raiders. This is what I keep saying. Everyone need to hear this for real. We more Raiders than most Raider players, most Raider coaches, and for sure the owners. We're more Raiders than all of them. We real Raiders over here. And Hefe sees that in us. That's why he wants to be a real Raider too. We appreciate you, brother. It's all right. You kick it with us and drink a brew, take some shots with some real Raider people. Let's go.
That makes two of us. Shout out to Leo Torres in the chat. I see. Is there a chance for a win on Saturday?
It's always a chance.
Hey, with this COVID stuff going on.
They got like 6 people came down with COVID,
right?
And I'm pretty sure more to be announced. I don't think it's over with. I think it's
hopefully it's their whole D line. Hopefully it's their D line so we can run the ball.
Hey, Hefe says, Cody? I love the. Hold on, that comment. I love the Raider Eds. I mean, hey, we all do, Hefe. Oh, that's great. I mean, yeah, they're missing key offensive pieces. And I think there's going to be more that comes out tomorrow on positive tests from their offensive side of the ball. And I mean, I hate to get a win that way, mainly just because.
Anyway, I can get one.
I mean, I'll enjoy it, but it's like it sucks because I want to like actually like win a game with a competitive team. Like to just go out there and. If they have 98% of their roster, like most NFL teams will, going out there every Sunday or Saturday. Yeah, hey, I'm telling you. So if we can pull something off, that's great. But for us to get back in the playoff hunt, we got to win a game, like a game.
We got to win out. But we got to win Saturday. Let's win Saturday.
Even then, I mean, I'll be honest. I know you guys are going to disagree with me, but even if the Raiders win out, which I don't think is going to happen, it's not going to be enough. It's just not.
It'd be close. It'd be close.
10-7 is not going to cut it. 10-7 is not going to cut it.
It'd be close. Like it'd be like. Here's the thing: is you could win out. You could say we win out, and we can't guarantee that we're in the playoffs. Is the case, and that's the problem.
And that's with a win out. And honestly, like I said, I don't see that happening.
What are we last 5 of? No,
5 of
4.
6? Was it?
5?
I think it's 5 of 6.
Lost 5 of 6.
What's our record? 6 and 7. We were 5 and 7. So yeah. So we've lost 5 of 6.
We started 5 and 2.
Yep.
Man.
And we're now 6 and 7. So we won 1 and lost 5. So we lost 5 or 6. Hey, we've been through this before. We go through this every year. So now win out. And
we don't deserve it.
Right.
Now win out and see what happens. So give yourself a chance. Just give yourself a chance. If you don't get in, you don't get in. We didn't deserve to get in anyway with these nonsense. Lost to the New York Football Giants in New York and lost to the Washington football team when they put pure crap on the field. And Who else did we lose to that was absolutely embarrassing? I mean, I just can't even.
But then you look at a team like the Chargers yesterday, who totally handled the Giants.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was actually. I mean, they looked really good. I don't see it happening, guys.
Hey, but I hear you.
It's a wrap for me.
We always are. We're always hoping and praying, and we can be 0-10 and be like, we're gonna win these next 6 games. We might not get in the playoffs, but that's just what we're gonna do because that's what we do. And I feel you. Our heads tell us we're probably only gonna win 1, maybe 2 more games this year, but our hearts are telling us.
My heart.
Now.
I'm waking up on Sunday expecting a W every time, no matter what. Oh, Saturday!
Right.
A Saturday one.
Love this team.
And a 1:30 game on a Saturday on the East Coast. Talk about throwing a wrench in my schedule. We don't plan for this. A 1:30 game on a Saturday on the East Coast.
No, it's 1:30 on the West Coast.
That's what I'm saying though. But it's on the East Coast. Like, how do they plan that? It's so random. So I'm at 1:30 on a Saturday. I got to be ready to watch a game. I'm trying to mow my yard.
Right. Because Cisco was in here earlier. If anyone's around Vegas, it's Cisco's 51st birthday party on Saturday. He was like, "You coming through at 7 o'clock?" I'm like, "Bro, we got a game." And he's like, "No, it's 1:30." But I'm like, "Oh, come on, bro. All right, I'll be there for sure." But because it's such a weird time, like Cody was saying, it's just like, wow, really? It's 1:30, huh? Okay, whatever.
That's me time. You're tapping into my me time now. So don't lose on me time. You better get a W if you're going to tap into that.
Text me about a poker game on Saturday at noon, and I'm like, bro, I know, not this week. Sorry, bro. It's they changed our shit all around. Now we got to be ready on Saturday. Let's go.
I like your chat. Hey, right on cue with you, Thor. I see Vanessa in there. Raiders. I love it. I see you in there.
Fired up, baby. We fired up, man. Honestly, we just start talking Raiders and we can be down and whatever. But I know everyone who's in here right now, through all the nonsense we've been going through, is a real Raider fan and wants to win games. And that just gets me fired up. That period gets me fired up. Cody, man, I love kicking it out at the tailgate or at Trigo or wherever, smoking a stove.
Yeah.
The drink, man, just being around our peoples, man. And we around our peoples right now, man. Let's go. Levi.
We got Levi in Iowa out there representing. What's up?
I don't know. Thor, I don't think you mad enough. I think you started to get soft on us. You just good with hanging out with friends. What's wrong with you?
You getting soft on us, Thor? Come on. It's Trash Talk Tuesday.
I mean, fucked up though, because I'm pissed off. However, I'm pissed off at my homies, Ant Dog, the Executioner, Jesus, Cisco. These are my people. I ain't mad at them because they're gonna come hard every time like me. I'm mad at the organization of the bullshit they put out there. But again, we with our homies right now, so we kicking it, man. We kicking it.
And Arizona. While we're at it, drop in the chat. Where are you listening from? City, state. I want area codes, countries, internations worldwide.
Brother,
drop in there.
I saw that we had viewers in South Africa. I was like, damn, really?
Hey, you know what's crazy? Sometimes I check geographical stats, and Brazil Raider Nation actually comes out pretty wild. Yeah. I'm like, hey, okay.
We've got some Brazil following.
I'm gonna have to go visit some of them Brazilian Raider fans.
Telling you, hey, catch a game one Sunday, man. One Sunday over there in Brazil. Let's go for it. The watch party.
That out.
Oh yeah, I know what you're looking for, but I get it.
Thank you, Rock. Thank you, Rock. That's what I'm talking about, Rock. Rock just said, I love the nation. Tired of the. Hey, that's right. We pissed off at the organization, but at the nation, we love. We got nothing but love. Thank you, Rock. Appreciate that one, my brother.
All we got. We all we got right now.
The only thing to celebrate. The only thing to celebrate.
Right?
We're doing our part. That's all I can say is we're doing our part. We're showing out every time we can. We're having a good time all the time.
Hey, East Oakland.
There we
Let's go, Malik. Let's go, son. Let's go. Let's go.
I see it. 775 Inglewood, Visalia,
building. Let's go.
San Diego, LA.
9.
Woo. Worldwide. Telling you.
Oh, man, let's go, man. We all over the place, man.
San Antonio 210 in the house.
Hey. Let's go.
Black hole, baby. Let's go, Cisco.
Bay to Vegas. Cisco,
Let it
like,
go.
I'm in this.
Hell yeah.
Show.
Let's go.
We're all in it. We just want it to be better.
That's it, dude. I mean, the time that we could have winning games.
Right? We just need our team in it. I'm like, damn, what a way to just, fuck.
I mean, we're turning up 0-10 if we have to. You know what I mean? If we absolutely have to, we're turning up. We're having a good time.
You know what I was thinking, though? I was like, you know what? If this was happening and we had a young rookie quarterback, a lot of young players, homegrown products, still kind of going through growing pains, I would be seeing this a whole lot different. You know what I mean? If this was just the rookie blues that we're going through, but because you got Carr who's been there forever, you got, you know what I mean? You got all these pieces that are supposed to be in place. It's so hard to swallow.
You just described Derek Carr's rookie season, by the way. 0-10, and Derek Carr is this rookie young quarterback, and then we won, then we lost, and we are at home against Frisco, beat Frisco. We won the last 3 home games that year. I want to say 2 of them were division, and 1 was the Winers, and we was going stupid because the Niners, when they came to Oakland, still had playoff hopes, and we ended them. And you know how it is in the Bay. If you're from the Bay, we really going in on them Niner dudes because the Hatfields and McCoys. And that was Derek Carr's rookie year, and we're like, we got this young up and coming quarterback.
Right? Like it would feel so much different.
But we coming now. We coming. We ended up that season 3-13, and we coming. And we were coming, and then someone broke their leg and never been the same since. And that's all I got to say about that.
I'm like, man.
Right. So let's move on.
She's like, dream over, dream ended. Back to reality now. They fucking suck. He's been here forever and needs to go. Hey, Angela, did I read in between the lines pretty correctly?
Pretty much.
Oh, shit. Oh, man.
Reeves still in the building. Let's go.
He's the oldest QB in the AFC now, Reeves said.
I want to know, Oyster, so why is it you so rarely hear people talk about the offensive line?
I mean, that it's terrible. I mean, we said at the top of the show there was too many terrible things to list or to point fingers at because there's not enough fingers to point, but yeah, I mean, that's a huge issue for sure.
Talking about things I don't want to talk about.
Yeah.
There's just some things like you get the topic, you're like, yeah, I don't want to talk about that. It sucks.
But he's right. It's bad, and I think that's
it sucks. And given the circumstances of what we did with letting go of Rodney Hudson, him requesting a trade. Imagine if we just said no. You're not getting traded. And when we kept him, how awesome would that be? Keeping Gabe Jackson, things like that. Having Denzel Good, who we invested in, get hurt. Colton Miller, great, fantastic. He had an off game this last week with Frank Clark, and I mean it happens. The Chiefs defense and their pressure on the outside. Frank Clark's been operating, so I'm not gonna knock him for that. Everyone's due for a bad game. Having to deal with Brandon Parker, though, for 3 years, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, too many years of every time he's in there, almost like not a laughing stock, not a joke, but now relying on him. That shouldn't be the situation. That shouldn't be the situation. Why is everyone wanting a trade? I wouldn't say everyone's wanting a trade.
What is that? What is that referring to?
Kansas City Raider fan?
Yeah. No. What does his comment mean, Hefe? Like,
but Cody, to your point, are you saying that was a bad decision in depth? I mean, I know we couldn't predict that Good would have went out on the first game.
Bad choice.
We should have had something for the old guy who hasn't even shown up. You know what I mean? Incognito has been great. Hey, your availability is everything, right, Thor? So, yeah. I mean,
and one thing. So I forgot even that Richie Incognito existed. Honestly, right? At this point, he's never. I don't think I've talked about him. I haven't talked about him once.
Never.
Right.
So, and at this point, he really doesn't. Like, not in a rude way. He doesn't exist, to be honest. At this point, there's no point in talking.
Yeah.
But it's like then we go and invest and we extend Andre James before he even really gets a snap at center, coming out of college as a tackle, going to center, bringing in Nick Martin, who was like a 4-year starter as a center, going all in a center, and sitting next to Richie Incognito, giving him high five. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. There's just so much stuff that is just so weird to me of what's going on with this offensive line. I will say one thing, and this shouldn't be a compliment, but it's a compliment. Thank you for not giving us horrific snaps like the last 6 or 7 weeks, I would say. Remember the first 4 games where almost every game we were due for 1 or 2 balls going over his head or he's getting snapped at his knees. Yeah, it was so bad for so long.
Listen. It's gotten so bad that we're happy about good snaps.
Yes.
That's what we're celebrating. It's so bad.
Yeah, it's so bad we're happy that you're not complete garbage. Like, is that good job? I don't know. I don't know what you call that. Chrysler Waller doesn't seem interested in playing with Carr.
Oh, that goes back to say, because Hefe said Waller wants a trade, and then somebody said, did he tell you that personally? Just curious. So there's a little bantering going on in the chat line here.
I love some good banter. Shout out to Kansas City.
I just sit here with my pinky up and read it.
Shout out to Kansas City. I see you guys. I see the trailer park has Wi-Fi going on tonight. Shout out to Kansas City. We need to fix the offensive line and draft a number 1 wideout. We've been saying that for so long. I don't even understand. I don't know. I'm still going to say it comes from the top down. It comes from the top down. We got to fix this coaching staff. We need a coaching staff that's competent enough to build a roster and take guys and develop them, put them in situations to win. I'm so sick of hearing that guys aren't win on one-on-ones. You know, when guys have a situation to beat their guy or make a play, they don't. That shouldn't be the situation. The coaches should be putting them in a spot to succeed with no effort. We should be hitting guys wide open. Create space.
Olsen has never been the play caller to do that. I'm sorry. Name a time where Olsen has been with us 2 stints and Olsen has never been the guy. I'm sorry. We're going to see an Olsen called offense for the rest of this year, and it's going to be pass me another cocktail type of game.
Well, we said that years ago. You know, we said that years ago.
Right. I hated Olsen the first time.
Right.
He's a glorified quarterback coach, and now he's forced into a spot that that works.
Olsen is playing checkers, not chess. Straight up.
The problem is there's just so many issues. It's going to be nearly impossible to fix in a season. I think there's just so many issues. I mean, football changes quickly and teams could go from horrible to great, but I don't know. I think there has to be so much to fix.
It don't change that quickly though. It does sometimes, but very rare.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Sometimes, rare occasion, but this is going to be years.
Games of the season, and people just came out not ready. But at this point of the season, you are who you are. That's it. We're average at best. Maybe if we win out and sneak into the playoffs,
we suck, bro. We suck,
dude.
Right
average. We they're not even mediocre anymore. They're way below mediocre.
Yeah, like we're sucking every No, I'm not.
No,
I'm
no,
not gonna
we
say
suck
it.
nuts
I
right
don't want to really get your channel canceled right now, so I'm just gonna. Yeah, we suck.
Hey, we
Yeah.
suck big hairy nuts. I mean, right now we suck big hairy nuts. That's it. Big hairy balls, man.
I mean, I said this from the beginning. It was my prediction from the beginning. I thought the Raiders were going to be fighting for third place, and here they are, basically fighting for third place. They're in last place.
Oh, so it's your fault. It's your fault.
My fault. Yep, it's all my fault. Next season, I'll predict first place, and it'll happen.
Thank goodness we finally found somebody to blame. It's not Mark Davis. It's not Olsen. It's Spicy Raider Girl.
Hey, and if you can do that next year, we putting big money on the Raiders to win it all. Let's go.
I mean, that's all we do. I get so sick of every time I make a bet. I feel like I'll play like a 5-team parlay. There I am going, hey, yo, Raiders gonna win. Let's check them in there. Yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah. It worked early in the year, though. It worked early in the year.
Yeah, the first 3 weeks.
And the year before. Like, again, it's the same story. Like, I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, and that's hard because I like to talk a lot.
I know Cody's saving us today. We all came on all deflated with really nothing to say. It's like after the last. I don't know if I'm sure a lot of you watched the show after the last Chiefs game, and we were fiery. And now we're at the point where we're just like,
and we got beat down too many times. We're just kind of like, I thought we were gonna be okay, but we're not. The body blow, too many body blows. Just they killing us.
I haven't been creating the content or putting stuff out there, so I finally am getting to the point to where I need to get this stuff off my chest.
Right? This is a therapy session.
It is. It really is.
I like this comment for the next presser. Let's take a shot every time DC says certain things or to be honest, and especially on May.
Put that on me.
Gotta do with the accent, Thor. You gotta do with the accent.
I didn't see the presser this past weekend. It was so bad. I'm sure he didn't have to say it's on me this time. I'm sure. I didn't see it.
Actually, this time it wasn't on. This time it wasn't on him. I hope he didn't say it was on May this time because it wasn't. I mean, Jacob's fumbling. Whoever else fumbling.
No, Jacob. Okay, no. Jacobs fumbled. Zay Jones fumbled. Foster Moreau fumbled. Renfro fumbled. Derek fumbled at some point, but it's like, that's five guys that you're relying on fumbled the ball.
And the interception was not on Carr because that hit him right in the numbers. Dude should have caught that. So that's going to be a knock on Carr. And it's like
fumbles that went out of bounds. Then we got the ball back.
I mean, that lets you know just how off Renfro has been sure hands, taking hits and everything, holding the ball. That just lets you know these guys' minds are somewhere else. Those, in my mind, all mental mistakes. Mine was not there. And
look, this is how low the standards are here.
Let's stand on the logo, though.
This is how low the standards are. Thank God for Cisco. The Jets, or we'd be the laughing stock of the NFL.
Cisco, you're so right. It sucks.
Somebody's got to be optimistic and say some positive things. Positive message.
Oh, can I tell a quick story? Speaking of, I literally got laughed at yesterday. Yesterday? Yeah, yesterday by a Chargers fan. So we were out in the wild.
Hold on. They exist?
Yeah, there's a few. So we were out in the wild and somebody was wearing a Raiders hoodie. And she goes, "Hey, there's your cousin." I go, "Okay." So I go, she goes, "Raiders." She even goes, "Raiders." She get me started. And I go, "Raiders." And dude just looked at me crazy. No response, like, you talking to me? And she says, "Oh." She goes, "I thought you guys used to be a family." She goes, "I thought you guys used to be tough. Your cousin acted like he didn't even know you." I was like, damn, I'm getting punked.
Man.
I know, she was ruthless. Total. And then I saw a lot of Raiders fans. I saw a lot of Raiders fans, actually, and I didn't even want to say Raiders anymore because if I got the same reaction, she was just going to keep punking me over and over again.
Just keep it trucking. Honestly, Washington fans were pretty ruthless. I learned that at the game. I mean, they were loudmouth and everything. I was actually shocked. I can't wait for that spark to wear off for away teams to travel in and spend all kinds of money, lose all kinds of money at the casinos.
That's never happening.
And they have fun for like 1 or 2 years, and then they just like, yeah, maybe we shouldn't make that trip again.
I don't know if it's wearing off. I just don't.
I wish it would.
I do too, but in Vegas, I can't see it wearing off. But
if ticket prices go down,
but
hopefully it's a combination of a few things where more Raider fans are showing up, so it's less fun in that stadium, and some winning, and our team's ass on the field to help us out, so that we can really make them feel bad for coming. But
I feel like right off the bat, if you plan on going to the stadium, maybe 1 or 2 games, and you saw those initial ticket prices, a lot of people like to plan their trips as soon as the schedule comes out. So They check those prices, and you're like, man, $800 a seat to sit in like the third deck? I wouldn't go. And I'd be like, okay, cool. I just plan on sitting here on my couch all season long. So next season, after this, the hype wears off. It will a lot. You know what I mean? So maybe now that ticket price gets cut in half. As soon as the schedule comes out, maybe $300-$400 right off the bat, you're sitting in the third deck. Okay, that's doable. Maybe the cheapest ticket, $200, $250. Okay, perfect. And then as the season goes on, they'll learn, okay, maybe it'll go down just a hair. Maybe ticket prices or hotel prices will go down just a hair. So I think things will change. Things will adapt. It was just the hype of being in Vegas for the first time ever.
Well, you can get in for $100 now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. But a lot of people don't know that still. People still think ticket prices are through the roof, and they're really not.
Send them my way because I got something to sell.
I paid $50. I paid $50 to get in the black hole last game. I don't know.
Or
send them my way.
Yeah, right.
Hey, if the casinos aren't making a lot of money, you'll see some cheap ticket prices because they own a lot of those tickets. And
they do.
If their P&Ls ain't looking right, they'll lower those tickets. People, they'll lower the package deals that they're offering folks, and you'll see some.
Well, the tickets are the Raiders actually set. They're not going to lower the prices. The Raiders actually sell the tickets for, I think, pretty inexpensive. It's just the resale market that's so high.
Right? That's what I'm saying. The resale, yeah.
Oh yeah,
but because casinos their natural thing is, if they're getting enough bodies in the casinos and the P&Ls ain't right, they lower the price on everything. Room rates, they're starting offering all kinds. Oh, Raider tickets, they'll sell their tickets cheaper in a package. That's just what they'll naturally do to get people in there. If it costs you less to come to my hotel, that gives you a little bit of my casino. So
yeah,
you'll see that. And then, of course, Reef said it too. When the mandate, there are a lot of ticket holders who had not just anti-vaxxers, but just all kinds of reasons who weren't vaccinated who didn't come. So you'll see that as well.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't think that.
Winning.
Yeah, winning. Honestly, I don't think the vax mandate really detoured people. Because the people that refunded their tickets, it went right back to sale to current season ticket holders, and it sold out within minutes. So.
A lot of season tickets, a lot of people who weren't vaccinated, they resold it. They say, "Oh, we resold it, got their money." They didn't want to come though.
It was smart.
Right. But they just gave them back to the Raiders, and then the Raiders sold them to current season ticket holders that wanted to go, and they sold out right away.
Well, see, actually, so it was cool. Actually, well, in a sense, so the Raiders took advantage of that opportunity, and instead of having to buy a PSL or cover the coverage or cover the price of a PSL and having those seats, they took whatever what was it, 2,500 seats or something like that they resold. So the Raiders and Allegiant teamed up, bought those season tickets, and they started selling packages all together where you get your flight, you get your room stay at the M Resort, and you get your tickets at Allegiant Stadium. And those were all the resale tickets that came through with the people that canceled after the vax mandate. So Raiders turned that into a business decision, and it worked out.
I don't know. Raiders haven't sold out this season. I'm pretty sure that the ticket. Maybe people might not show up, but they sold out.
They sold out every game by far. Just a 40,000 wait list or something to get season tickets. But
they're definitely sold. I'm just saying the
no. Somebody said that.
Oh,
in the
my
chat.
bad.
Yeah.
Oh, well, screw them. No, I'm just kidding.
Oi.
Hey, Angela, I really, Cody and Omar, I love you guys, but I really got to get up out of here. If you guys want to stay on here and talk, man, I love you guys.
No, we can wrap. It's all good. It's all good. No, it's all good. We can wrap because we at 7 anyway. We up on our time. We'll be back on. Maybe Cody will join us again, but we're going to be back on another day this week. We don't know which day yet. We're playing it by ear. So thank everyone for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe. If you haven't, share the video with your friends, and we appreciate all of you watching. And you know how we do it. We go out one way and only one way. Raiders!
Come on! Our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation, our story. That's right. And I'm with Spicy Girl and that Mother Moon. La Familia. My door and a quiet queue. Super Hood. Omar. On the grill. And the B-Lot. 3 amigos. 4 brothers. Mr. Nicely Seasoned. What's the mariachis without Senior Raider? Representing just like the beginning Oakland Raider. Darlene and the Raider home. What a big local. Chucky Gruded, my boss. Black Eyes. We're tailgaters. And it began on an autumn day, right here in the OAK. California dreaming in that golden state. Alameda County right here in the Bay. And you could find me on that east side, yo, representing that east side, oh. But no matter what, we represent the shield, just like Anna in the band club Emeryville. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Raider Nation. Our story, our story. Yo, representing silver and the black, Mr. Matter of Fact, yo, is here. Without showing any pity, from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas, all the way to Mexico City. And I represent that nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story, our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation, our story. Right. Yo, this is my story and I represent it with the pride and the poise commitment to that excellence. I represent with noise. This is how I do it, the silver and the black, and I come into the track and I represent it matter of fact. And I'm cruising around with Hollywood Raider all around the town, and I just found out Raider Savage on the interstate. Raider de la Baja, yeah, orale. So get over here, cause we representing now. And that I don't win as a favorite. The gonna win as a breeze. The gonna win as a race. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Dedicated to the nation. Our story, our story. Raider Nation. Our story, our story. Yo, representing silver and the black, Mr. Matter of Fact, yo, is here. Without showing any pity, from Oakland to Los Angeles to Vegas, all the way to Mexico City. And I represent that nation. Our story. Yes, I represent the nation. Our story. Yes, I represent that nation. Our story. Raider Nation. That's right, Mr. Matter of Fact is here.
Thanks for watching, Raider Nation. Raider Cody, thanks for joining us.